Hello, everybody. Ketchy1383 with Ketchy Gaming with episode 81 of the Epic Store Weekly Free Game for the week of September 28th through the 5th of October 2023. So I said game, but technically there's two again this week. First one being Moddel Builder. I mean, yes, they've put out some really good games, but it's almost like a trope that they put out these kind of, I don't know how to put it, sort of task kind of games like PC Builder, where most of the work is actually done for you via the software and you actually don't even get an idea what it's like to put together a thing like a PC. I mean, the gameplay right here that you're seeing is pretty much what I expected. When I was a kid, I tried actually putting together a model, far more complicated than the very first one they gave us, and I don't know if it gets more complicated later. It's a little bit harder than just using a knife and cutting off plastic. You have to cut off the plastic, shave down the little nubs, and then glue it together and then paint it if you want. In my case, I think it came with some kind of stickers. Never completed it. I had an unfortunate accident with a cat, and parts were scattered and broken, so I could not finish that model, and I wasn't really all that interested in finishing it. It's my experience with models. It wasn't particularly fun in any shape or form, manipulating it, trying to get it to get together, and then it just did all the gluing by itself. I mean, there was something after that was probably a tutorial for painting, but it was about as fun as watching paint dry on a wall, so I stopped. The next game is Soulstice. Not Solstice, Soulstice. So this game is an action-adventure fighting game, action role-playing game. I guess it's more of a hack and slash, very similar to that of God of War, Devil May Cry, and I'm reaching here for games that I know fit this genre outside of those two. Inferno? So you play as a pair of sisters, Briar and Lute. So the neat part about this is her sister Lute, which is the ghost that you see behind her, kind of similar to, it is similar to God of War with Kratos and his son. In this case, not quite in the same way in which he will shoot arrows at enemies. She will automatically attack other enemies that are close by, getting enemies that are behind you and blocking hits for you, which is kind of neat. Because one of the problems I have had with similar games, in particular with, say, Bayonetta 2, which is, I guess, another game I could have drawn to, where the field of view is way too zoomed in and you can't see things. And you end up getting beat up because they have massive enemies with huge waving attacks and you can't see what's happening. So this sort of helps negate that by having Lute attack anything that you can't see off the screen. Now, the controls aren't really all that complicated. It had a light attack and a heavy attack, along with a dodge and then a button you can push at a certain time to activate Lute. It's fast-paced and actually pretty decent for the most part in terms of its appearance and its graphics. And I'm kind of getting some Claymore vibes from it, the anime slash manga, just a bit. I mean, with all that said, I wasn't too thrilled by it. I mean, it was entertaining for the little bit of time I played it, which was getting through the prologue, which you see here, and into the main story. It's probably one of those games where if I have time, or for whatever reason I just can't buy games at some point, I'll play through it. So yeah, give it a try. It's on the Epic Store until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.